What's going on, FP? It's OMC number 21.
21.
21. Zoom, zoom. Vroom, vroom. I watched your movie. I watched F1. I can't wait to talk about it with you.
It's such a good movie.
But I got a question for you before we do that. With the holidays around the corner, do you have a go-to Christmas movie?
We have a specific tradition where you can watch whatever Christmas movie you want as a family member. You're not allowed to watch 3 until Christmas Eve.
What? There's so many rules. Okay.
You can only watch. You have to watch it with the family on Christmas Eve.
Jeez. Okay.
It's Home Alone 1
Okay.
and 2.
Excellent.
Kind of morph
Okay.
together.
Okay.
And then Elf.
Elf. Okay.
And then you top it off with the Santa Claus, the first one.
I mean, that's quite a lineup.
Yeah,
and hold on.
You're kind of day drinking during Home Alone 1 and 2, and the parents love it, and they get to sit.
Oh, 1 and 2? You just locked in for 8 hours?
It's like on in the background.
Okay.
But like my parents particularly, they watch it as if it's their first time watching it every time.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta love that.
They've never seen it before.
You gotta love that.
It's always on for them. But then it's Elf. Elf is when you're like done with dinner, you settle down, turn on Elf, and then you end the night with the Santa Claus.
I mean, I got
those are 1 and 2 seed for me.
The Elf is for me the number one Christmas movie of all time. I mean, yes, there Miracle on 34th Street, It's a Wonderful Life. There's a lot of amazing classics.
Miracle
a lot.
On 34th Street is a Thanksgiving movie.
That's true too. There's a lot of these holiday movies that like are always kind of whatever, but Elf for me, for whatever reason, since it came out in 2003, I think it was also because of the state I was in right back in 2003. If you think back to like a couple years post 9/11, just the world that we were living in, it was like
you needed the lighthearted.
It was like the Ted Lasso of 2003. Like everybody wanted to see this movie. It was at the super height of, Will Ferrell and all of the shticky movies he was doing. To me, is it crazy to say it's amongst his best ever movies? I mean, it is for me the number one Christmas movie.
You're getting all of Will Ferrell, and it's just a wholesome, great movie. And then I think the magic of what makes Elf so good is the subtleties on how they like address like the kids' questions and the Santa Claus thing and how the North Pole works and the elves and my favorite part is when they have like the elves in class and they're learning how to make like graphic cards and processors for computers. And it kind of answers the questions that kids have of like, okay, Santa isn't just making wooden toy trucks and dolls for boys and girls. They're making, elite processing power GPUs for computers. For like, I like questions like that get answered in that movie. And that's what makes me love it is that they took all of the Christmas gimmick shtick and they just modernized it and made it easy to digest. And it's funny. It's hilarious. It's a good plot. It's a good lesson.
I'm throwing a curveball. We're going to cover Elf right now.
All
Stand by.
This is the Off-Season Movie Club, rewatching the classics.
That's correct. Let's do it. Let's do it right. Elf has an 85% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, 7.1 IMDb, 4 out of 5 on Yahoo, and pretty much everywhere you go, it's going to score 80% plus. And it is absolutely worth it. Cast super butt loaded, in my opinion. Will Ferrell, James Caan, Zooey Deschanel, and this was as she was coming up. I think she was pretty famous at this point. Jon Favreau is in it, of course. Peter Dinklage. This is, I mean,
pre-Game of Thrones.
Somehow I always forget he's in this movie, and then he appears, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about this part. I love it every single time where he comes out with his
Elf one more time.
Or he comes with the journal, and he's like, it was like tomatoes are too vulnerable. I have an idea about a peach, right? And he's talking about the book. Bob Newhart kills it in this one too. I mean, it's awesome. Personally, and I'm not going to try to bury the lead here. For me, this is as close to a 5 as I have, right? Especially when it comes this is a 5 for a Christmas movie. This is a 4.5 by every other metric. Yes, there's some things we can be very nitpicky about. This is an excellent Christmas movie that everybody needs to watch, whether you celebrate Christmas or not. And there's one scene in particular that I always enjoy, FP, and it's the mailroom scene. It gets me
that's a solid
every time. because it starts with him in the corner of his dad's office, right? He's in the corner and he's trying to drink his syrup, or he's bothering his dad and the coffee and the whatever. And Pops says, you know what? It's a magical place where blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. And he takes him downstairs and he says, hey, why don't you sort some mail? And within 30 minutes, 40 minutes, Pops is having a crisis upstairs with the books and the ideas are not flowing. And his son's downstairs. He's got the whole freaking, mail room singing and dancing.
He's doing the Russian jig or whatever that
Yes.
dance is called. Yeah.
Yes.
Solid scene. And just seeing like all of these hardened, like alcoholic, criminal, hate their lives mailroom guys just laugh and giggle and have a good time. Mind you, they're drunk, but yeah, fantastic scene. My favorite scene is actually earlier in the movie. And it's when Will Ferrell is in the North Pole and they're trying to find a job that he can excel at.
Yes.
And it resorts to him being the Jack-in-the-Box tester. And every time I watch this movie, just seeing him like slowly turn the lever, getting scared of it. And then he's relieved it doesn't pop. And then it pops and he freaks out.
Yes.
Gets me every time. Best scene.
Yeah, this is what a Christmas movie is all about to me. This 2003, it's as good as it gets. It's infinitely rewatchable, right? Especially this time of year. It's just on in our home. We're actually taking a trip here pretty soon. It'll be on all the kids' iPads just in case, right? It's that good. I enjoy it thoroughly. How would you score this one?
I think
It's got to be a 5.
I think I'll give it a 4.5 just because. I mean, it's an amazing movie, and it's one of those movies you're going to watch every year, same time, and it just hits the nostalgia. And it's one of, like, if it's Christmas season, I mean, I told you my rule, I can't watch it till Christmas Eve. But for everybody else, if you're just decorating the tree, doing whatever, wrapping presents, sitting with the kids, you put it on, you have a good time, you're never disappointed, and you've seen, the movie in and out, and you're still laughing, and that's the mark of a great movie.
Do you have another one? I mean, Elf for us is the number one seed. You dropped a couple. Home Alone 2. What was the other one you pulled up? Or
Santa Claus. The Santa Claus 1 with Tim Allen.
That's the original.
That to me, right? The original. I think that was 94. I want to say it was a long time ago.
Okay. Yes,
but that
you nailed it,
movie,
94.
Yeah, that movie was, to me, it's the best, and it's very similar to what I love about Elf is that it was the first take of kind of giving answers to all of the Santa Claus shtick and how the North Pole works and the ladder and how reindeers fly and how you become Santa and how he just magically knows everybody's name and the list magically appears in his house and kind of all that stuff that comes with it. I love it when you give kids the answers, right? When you're playing to kids and you know that, hey, this is a Christmas movie, you're gonna watch with your family. This is gonna help the kids continue believing in Santa or whatever the point of it is. And I like stuff. And Tim Allen, I think Tim Allen might be one of my top 3 favorite actors of all time.
Oof, that's what
I love anything
There's a hot
Tim
take.
Allen does. Home Improvement
can't wait for the
best.
Can't wait for
Home
AI to grab this
one.
one.
Best shows of all time.
Yeah, you're being aggressive here with the Tim Allen stick, but okay.
Home Improvement is one of the best shows of all time. Rewatch it today, and you will see an alpha male raising his family, raising his boys, and still being quote unquote the correct kind of feminist, where he's empowering his wife, and it's a very good show.
Wife's name was Jill.
Jill.
Yeah.
But I love and Changing Gears and Last Man Standing. All of his shows, they're all really good.
The Santa Claus is a 73 on Rotten Tomatoes, a 6 out of 10 on IMDb, 3.5 on Yahoo. It's very well rated as well. This one is a little bit longer at an hour 37. I have seen this one. I've watched it with the kids. They've enjoyed it. I mean, it's good. It feels 1994-ish at times, right? But I think that's okay.
It also has one of my favorite cars of all time. He's driving a Ford Taurus SHO.
Yeah, I mean, who knows that?
Love that car.
What?
Such a good car.
What show are we on? Is this OMC or is this the yet to be named car show?
I'm saying the Taurus SHO.
Who is obsessed with this is such a weird take, FP.
Such a good car.
No one has ever obsessed over an SHO.
It is.
Come check out my Ford Taurus. Check out this bench in the front.
Revisit how great the SHO is. Solid.
Okay, all right. Okay. We weren't planning. I honestly, we weren't planning to go do Christmas movies, but I'm glad we did. The movie that we definitely promised everybody we would watch, we announced on the last episode, was F1. You told me, and I quote, watch this, you're going to be obsessed. You're going to go watch everything related to F1, and you're going to be all in for next F1 season. I liked it.
Oh,
I liked it.
you had me nervous for a second.
No, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. As a movie, right? I mean, this obviously is 2025, right? Let's talk F1. 2025, Rotten Tomatoes has it ranked as an 83. IMDb has it at a 7 out of 10. Amazon Prime Video, ironically, which was one of the first places to pick it up pre-Apple distribution, even though it was an Apple movie.
Pay for rent.
Yeah, also has it as a 7 out of 10. Fans have this scored at a 91%. Very, very high. And I did go down this rabbit hole just to go see what other movies, like Brad Pitt movies in particular, have done. Brad Pitt's average across all movies over the last 10 years, this is a weird statistic that I found, is right around 70%. So this is comfortably above everything he's done. The cast is stellar. It's very well casted. I think given the studio that this came from, right? Like you're going to get some of the everybody is everything all the time. We want women this and, minority actor this. Like there's a lot of that in this. Brad Pitt obviously is the headliner playing a character of Sunny Hayes. Carrie Condon plays Kate, the
Technical lead.
Yeah, she wasn't the engineer. Damson Idris plays Joshua Pierce. He, I think, actually maybe the best acting performance.
Breakout role for him, yeah.
Yeah. Javier Bardem plays Ruben. I'm going to come back to him in just a second. I thought this was probably the weirdest casting of the entire movie.
I loved him in it.
So I think we're going to talk about that one. Kaylee Cook plays Jody. She's one of the more visible
pit crew
folks who has a couple of pretty strong, very memorable lines from her. One scene in particular jumps out where, she kind of jumps all over Brad Pitt's character for supporting her publicly over, mistakes happen, something to that effect. The rest of the cast is fine. A lot of people playing themselves. Sarah Niles, who is famous for her role as the shrink in Ted Lasso, plays Mom in this one. So there's some good pieces here, and before I get into, like specifically my thoughts on this, I'm curious to get yours first.
I think if you're an F1 fan and you're watching this movie, you're picking up on a lot of things that might go over the head of some of the other people. You're getting like the cameos in general. First of all, just the way they filmed the movie is insane, right? The fact that the F1, the FIA, all the teams, all the execs, the principals, the drivers, they were all heavily involved, and
Yes.
the coordination and the timing of everything. So a lot of the scenes that you're seeing on race day was actual race day, and you can kind of tell if you know what to look for when it's green screened and not. But a lot of it is live, and they were actually on the racetrack next to all the actual teams recording this movie or filming this movie, and that's it's such a spectacle to see that. And you kind of glazed over it about all of the cameos, right? You got all of the driver cameos, you had a couple team principals, you had a couple owners, and it was just so well made as far as like a sport movie. I think it's the highest grossing sport movie of all time right now. But it was a really well made movie to like it's kind of just at that level of like a Top Gun Maverick, right? And you have like the Hans Zimmer soundtrack, and you have Brad Pitt, who is stereotypical cool guy, but it's because he created the stereotype.
I mean, that's a good take.
Guy is.
I hope AI picks up on that one. That's a good one. Yes, he's playing cool guy. He's playing. Yeah, I mean, look, great action, ridiculous story, just ridiculous. I mean, that's where I'm like officially coming into this as, right? Like I didn't watch a trailer. I didn't watch anything. I turned it on and I just sat there, and I told you that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any pre-reading. I'm not going to watch a trailer. I'm not going to do anything except turn it on. And standard rules apply. If I can't finish it, it's capped at a 3. It can't be better than a 3 if I can't get through it. And then I looked at the runtime. I was like, holy smokes. I don't know if I got 2.5 hours to sit here, but let's see. I was engaged from start to finish, FP. I got to be honest. The wife started it with me. She did not finish it. She did not find it to be very engaging or interesting. She was a lot of questions, a lot of like, why are they doing this? And I'm like, lady, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to learn this sport on the fly too. Like, I can't explain. Like, I can explain some like basic race principles. I can't explain the components on the car or the wind. I can't. I'm just trying to understand myself. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I know Andy's down with the flu here, but he had something similar to say. Like, he watched it with his wife, you know, and she didn't understand the rules. She didn't understand the 2 cars per team. Like, she didn't understand the tire plans. And
it was kind of an intro 101 to Formula One for the people that don't know Formula One.
And I think if that's the purpose it was intending to serve, at least in large, I think it does a great job. Because
because it's kind of a launching point to Apple taking over the F1 broadcast rights.
This is something that I think I would revisit this on a long flight, perhaps, or, you know, if it's a really slow, weekend or something, like, you know, post NFL season during like March Sadness, when there's nothing that I really care about watching. I don't care about college basketball. This is something I would put on and watch again. I also think, you know, I watched it on the like family TV. The next time I watch it, I'm going to put it on in the theater. Like, I
was telling Andy the same thing.
This
I think he
needs all the speakers.
He was like dual streaming, or he had like a football game on at the same time. Like, this is a movie where you need, and like I said, like Top Gun Maverick, like you need
it's a great pull. Very Maverick-esque.
The visualization and the commitment to it. Not that it takes commitment for you to watch it, because you get drawn in, but you need it to give you that spectacle. You need the surround sound. You need to hear the cars revving.
Yes. And I'll tell you, about halfway through it, I actually turned the audio off on my TV and put it through my my AirPods. And I've done this move a couple of times, because then you get the spatial audio. You get like, it was, even that was quite an experience.
Hear how
absolutely. So let's just, you know, I don't want to skip too far ahead and just go straight to, you know, scoring it, because I think there's a lot to unpack here. It very much felt like Days of Thunder was always the Top Gun of like race movies. I think this might surpass it, right? I think this is a better introduction to motors, to this brand of motorsport, than Days of Thunder was to NASCAR. And that was at the height of NASCAR, height of Tom Cruise. I think this does a better job. The visuals, outstanding, super outstanding. I mean, you felt like you're in the car with Brad Pitt and with Damian Pierce. You feel like you're part of the accident on and there's been movies like this in the past. Driven was very similar and had
Driven. There's one for Senna. There's a lot of F1.
I think Driven was the Stallone movie, right? There was a bunch of these. You know, the story for me though is just okay. Like, this old man shows up, okay, and he's just gonna go straight, okay. He's gonna be okay, and he's gonna tell the up and coming kid how to redo the car, okay, and then he's gonna set it up with all these weird like tweets that only he knows from reading.
But that is so again, I think like Andy has his rating for it, and he kind of alludes to this when we get to the ratings. Is, as an F1 fan, a lot of those subtle plot points in the story, to a regular viewer, you're like, okay, yeah, that's kind of no, but like in F1, you've seen them go out and pull in an older classic driver, right? And you've seen them kind of come in, and drivers really do have a big input in how the team functions, how the car drives, what they need out of the car, and they work with them, and the minor tweaks that a driver can do. And Lewis Hamilton was one of the producers of this movie. And but
I'm saying the probability of you walking in off of a
but
Florida
he's not walking
NASCAR
in off
or whatever.
Of the street. He's a former F1 driver.
Fair,
right? And so he knows how to race F1. And in the start of the movie, he's doing 24 hours of Daytona, which is the Daytona track meets Le Mans, essentially.
Yes.
And a Daytona car, more or less, that steering wheel and just what you need to learn about how to race a car like that. Like you're going to have the same wheel, DRS,
but not
switch your
20, 30
switch your
years
different
later removed
No,
from
but
it, right? You're
that's what I'm saying. The start of the movie,
yeah.
literally, he's doing the 24 hours of Daytona. So like you see that he's been
still
driving the
active.
whole time.
Yeah, I got it.
He knows
I'm with you.
the new tech, so it's
I'm with
not
you.
a big
I think,
leap for him to go into F1 car.
I think one of the best one-liners that I as researching and getting ready to record this, this movie is excellent if you know nothing about F1. Like if you're just looking to be entertained, I think this movie does a great job of it. I would imagine if you are more of a fan, right, of the sport itself, you're gonna look, it's just preposterous. You can't just walk in off the street, and they even allude to it at one point in the movie. I think it's AP's or JP's character, right? He's basically saying like, so were you racing F2 or F3 or where were you racing? He's like, Daytona. Like I was about to go race Baja, right? Like, okay, like, and some of that I get is Hollywood, but Andy's official review, and he is down for the count, but he did post a review. He did watch it, and I want to read this. This is Andy's review. It was a good movie. I enjoyed the unorthodox. Oh, I lost it. I enjoyed the unorthodox approach to the strategy that Sonny brings to the team that's failing. How he gains the trust of the team and his racing partner Joshua. The weird cord in the weird card in the pocket thing I didn't understand or get, and it was never fully explained. It was a good movie and entertaining for non-F1 fans. It's a step up for fans who know F1. I enjoyed how he stayed. His one like big takeaway, Brad Pitt does this move where he stays in pit lane until they give him his soft tires at one point. He's like, give me the softs. And he's yelling at the team that he just met. And he's like, I'm not going out until you give it to me. Right. And then you got Grandpa who I won races with Ferrari as a wrenchman or a whatever. Like there was some very good.
Oh, he's team principal, but yeah.
Yeah. Like there was some very good, quick character development, which I'm always a fan of. Like, give me a very quick backstory, build it in somewhere else. But Andy's got a good point. They never explain the card thing. They never explain what that is or what is there for. I think
it's more every driver has their good luck thing. And I think it was just acknowledging you don't need to dive into how every driver has like a good luck charm and a rabbit's foot or whatever they need. They just show it and they don't have to announce it. And I like that they don't really announce it. That you just kind of catch on. This is his good luck thing. And then there's one scene where after spoiler if you haven't seen it, but like the FIA comes in and they say your car isn't to spec or you have to change it to your old build. And he's pissed off and he throws his cards in the room. And then he starts the race. He sees he doesn't have the card on him.
Yeah.
And that's kind of his breaking point. And he drives mad at that point, right?
Angry.
That card is like, he threw away the luck.
Yeah.
And then
there was also this whole angle about like the investor that wants the team to lose so he can force out the team president so that he can buy it. And then he's like, I don't know if it needed that entire, because it didn't amount to anything, right? Like the movie didn't need a villain. It really didn't need a villain. It was not set up to have a bad guy, and you didn't gain anything from having one.
It didn't need the villain, but I think it was there to explain why, what's his name? The actor, Bardem.
Javier Bardem, Ruben.
Yeah, Ruben. Why Ruben goes out and seeks Sonny, right? Because he says it. He's like, if we don't score points, we have to sell the team.
Sure.
It's going to be worth nothing.
Yeah, and
right. And then the owner comes in. The not the owner, but the member of the board comes in, and he's like, yeah, we're all really excited to have you.
He's the one leaking the documents, and he's doing all this stuff.
At the end, that's what he's saying. He's like, we brought you in because we thought you were going to blow up this team.
Yes.
And it's going to make the team worth nothing.
Yes.
And then then I can facilitate a sale to different sponsors.
Yeah.
And then I can position myself to be the CEO of the team, right? So it was kind of a power play, but it was all to just kind of explain why Ruben goes out.
I felt like it added
his Hail Mary.
But to me, the movie would have been better 20 minutes shorter. Like you didn't need, like you had Joshua Pierce, right? You had JP getting injured, right? Very dramatic scene, very pivotal scene.
Right.
You didn't need Sonny to get injured too. Like there was no need for the extra.
His injury isn't. I mean, it's like a blip in the movie, right? It's like
it's not a blip. I actually went back and timed it. It was 16 and a half minutes of added stuff that didn't do anything to advance the plot line whatsoever. Right? I mean, there was a scene where they're playing cards with Kate McKenna, right? Or they're playing cards in Vegas too. Like so let me get this out of my system. For anybody making a movie with Brad Pitt for the foreseeable future, you cannot cast him opposite anyone playing the character named Ruben, and he cannot be cast in any movie in Las Vegas. Ever. Ever.
I think they
the
passed
second,
it off okay.
No freaking way. Are you kidding me? The second they introduced Ruben, I was like, oh, that's interesting. You couldn't come up with okay, let's see what happens here.
Not everything's tied to.
Then they're going back to Vegas. This was to me. Listen, they need
Ocean's 11 is 25 years old.
They needed me to be in the room to tell them, you cannot cast Brad Pitt in a movie that takes place part in Vegas with a character named Ruben on the Strip. You can't do it. You can't do it.
They can't control.
Colossal mistake. Colossal mistake.
First of all, they were following F1. They were.
First of all, did you connect this in your mind? Did you think, oh, that's interesting?
No,
Vegas,
because
Ruben.
I'm looking at it as F1, and they're following.
And this is why your takes are terrible on this show.
They are intertwined with F1. They were in the 2024 season intimately. They were everywhere. Every time you turn on the pre-race shows on ESPN,
I know this,
races,
but Rusty and Ruben are established Hall of Fame Vegas characters, cinema characters.
That movie came out 24 years ago. Think about a 25-year-old.
So you're telling me it didn't even cross your mind?
Think about a 25-year-old right now who's watching this movie, who's your prime market, right? You want the young people to watch this movie.
So any of
them going to go back to a movie when they were 1 year old and connected? No.
It didn't even cross. It didn't even cross your mind.
No.
That Rusty was playing opposite a guy he loved named Ruben, trying to do right by Ruben in Las Vegas because he was being wronged by the investor.
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
because I was viewing it with the lens of I know F1.
Well, I heard it, and all I could think to myself was Apple needs to pay me some sum of money to sign off on their terrible. Just change Ruben's name. It could be any other half Hispanic name, any. I also think some of Javier's stuff is a little bit overacted, like a little bit overdramatic, a little bit rushed.
Yeah, but that's like Javier's shtick.
I know
his deep accent talking is. That's. I mean, I think it was cast really well, and I think.
Well, for the record, Andy's with you. He's saying he said, Joe, you're a moron or a genius. Either way, nobody thought about Ocean's 11 watching F1.
First of all, the reason why your takes are bad is because ultimately every movie somehow, some way loops back to Ocean's 11.
It's a 5.
I think I think that's your top one movie of all time.
Ocean's 11 is a 5 for me. I'm sorry. I will never not watch it when it's on. I will never not watch it.
No, I agree. It's a fantastic movie, but you're 99.999% of the people watching F1, they're not connecting.
Okay, my point is Brad Pitt in Vegas with a character named Ruben with a strip in the back. How many shots of the strip in the background? All I could think about was the Bellagio.
That happens every F1 race in Vegas.
He steps out on the balcony after smashing with the race engineer.
Can we respect that they gave you a love scene, but they didn't really give you a love scene and waste your time with it? It was like two kisses and they move on.
But we also didn't need it. Like I think it actually takes away. I think if she was a hard ass that didn't want any part of him and only wanted to win, right? I think
you have to buy into just the cockiness, cool guy bravado of Brad Pitt.
Sure.
And he basically plot wise, he's just changing everyone's mindset of him from start to finish.
I mean, that's fair. And in the end, he ends up winning over, Joshua Pierce's character. The end actually, for all things considered, I didn't have that as the ending. Like there was a very dramatic. I was very invested in that last race.
Yeah,
where they're both pitting and they gave me enough. Like F1 nuance that I was genuinely interested in it by the end of the movie. Like, why are they allowed to swap tires but the others aren't because they sucked in qualifying? Like, what became very apparent is I have a tremendous amount to learn before next season, or at least try to learn so that I can be in a position to better understand what is happening or not happening.
Which is
going into
you
the new
need to
season.
you gotta like, it's such a good binge, the Drive to Survive series on Netflix. Such a good binge.
I might have to do it. Andy's final thoughts here on the movie were Brad Pitt got old. He did a good job, and I'm looking for his score. He's kind of loading up on the review here. Andy's giving this movie a 4 as a regular casual viewer. He's actually going as a 4.5 as an F1 fan. I thought they would go the opposite, but
I would agree.
You would agree that they would go the opposite?
No, I would agree that it's a 4.5 if you know F1.
It's
there's
that close to it. Okay.
It's so accurate. And that's what I was trying to say. Like when you show like Max Verstappen doing like the FU hand gesture
Yeah.
and saying like, oh, that was naughty. Like that's pulled from F1 racing.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Like and Lewis Hamilton being intimately involved in producing and kind of all of the way that it's kind of showing like the work that it takes to be an F1 driver, right? Like the practice and the neck stretches and the simulators and the practice laps and all of the finite details. Like it's so very close to what is actually real F1. And I think actually I saw somewhere that scene where Brad is on the balcony talking about like, man, it's just empty in front of you and you feel like you're flying, and this whole like arcing moment of like why he wants to race again. I think I saw in one of the interviews or something, I think that came from like Lewis Hamilton himself.
I think so too.
Describing what it feels like to be an F1 racer, and you're at the front of the pack and that's what you're seeing. Like that's coming from Lewis. That's coming from an actual racer. And they really, really hit. And I mean, even they have like Braxton, like the actual F1 announcer guy in all of the interviews. Like he was there. He was the one calling all the races. Like that voice you heard is actually
it felt
him.
very authentic. It felt as authentic as it could be, like just based on proximity to the actual
Buxton,
sport.
not Braxton. Will Buxton. He's the voice. And it's lights out and blah blah blah. Like
right.
he's Mr. F1.
The last time somebody really like Hollywood really attempted to make a movie about F1 was Driven. We alluded to it.
Yeah.
With Sylvester Stallone, Burt Reynolds was in it. Kip Pardue played. Anyway, it was fine, but it didn't win anybody over. And F1 really wasn't on anybody's radar the way it is, obviously, in 2025. This feels more relevant, like just like from a social perspective. Like people are generally paying more attention to F1. Like F1 appears to be here to stay this time around. So I think this movie. Movie will be.
F1's been. I would probably say
it's been around, but has it ever been bigger than it is right now for American fans?
For American fans, probably not. I think Netflix's Drive to Survive is what pushed it. So give it 20. When was the first season? 2016?
Yes.
Something like that. That's probably when everybody started
following,
buying into the hype. And that's when you're coming up with Lewis right in his prime and Max challenging. And now you have McLaren. Like there's
storylines
gaining
and drama.
A lot of traction. Yeah.
So,
but the thing is, like the storylines between the like teammate drivers and teams and drivers looking for other teams and like all of that, like that's the actual drama that you get when you're actually into F1. When you watch Drive to Survive and you kind of learn all of these drivers and all of the storylines and all of the plots, like once you learn that background, when you're watching an actual F1 race, the way that you were captivated at that final race in the movie, that's what happens when you're watching a real F1 race, because you know all of the things that are happening. Who's challenging for points, who's jockeying for position, who had a bad P1, P2, P3 practice laps. Like you know all of that. So then when you're watching the actual race, like to a casual viewer, you're like, okay, they're turning left, they're turning right, they're going 200 miles per hour, whatever. This is boring. But it's because you don't have any of the background.
Sure, but I'll be honest. I'm a car guy. Seeing them charge up the turbine is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right, hitting a button and then having your spoiler open up to let a bunch of air through, right, or diffuser. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty freaking cool. So, Andy,
and the tech behind it too.
Of course,
because it bleeds down to all of our cars. It's all being developed at F1.
This is the NASA argument, right? We keep going to the moon because then eventually we get a cell phone and a laptop and a whatever. I'm following. So, I mean, it sounds like Andy's given this a 4, I guess, as a regular viewer. Where are you officially landing on this one, FP?
I could agree with Andy. 4 for a regular viewer, 4.5.
No weighted. What's your score? What's your single
4.5.
score?
I will never turn that off if I'm able to watch it.
So I'm. This is not meant to disappoint anybody, right? I'm gonna go 4. I think this is a 4. I think visually it's stunning. I think the action sequences are spectacular.
Soundtrack was phenomenal.
The soundtrack was very well put together. There were parts of the movie that I think dragged. There was 2 storylines in particular that I thought were just not needed. They didn't add anything to the drama of the movie itself. The casting was fine. And like I said, my hang up is apparently it's only a hang up for me, right? That Rusty and Ruben and Vegas and the Strip and. So very much enjoyed the movie. I think it probably pushes to a 4.5 if it's a little bit shorter. And again, some of it just felt a little rushed. You know, like we didn't really understand why the new pieces that the team was fitting to the front spoiler made a difference, or how many. Like when the investigators came in and said you had to return the car to its previous spec because it was developed from outside. Like there was no drama around that. They were just like, okay, and then they went on, and then Brad Pitt just started forcing accidents. You know, like somehow this old man who has been out of F1 racing for 25 years came back and is like precision braking his car and others' cars. Like
he wasn't out of racing. He still knew how to race. Okay, but he just did 24 hours of Daytona.
Okay. I mean, I'm with you.
He knows how to race. And taking your car from clean air, straight line speed, he says it. He's like Ferrari, McLaren, Red Bull, Mercedes. They're all going to destroy us in straight line speed, right? Yeah. They have the engine in the car for that. We don't have it. We need to be set up for combat. So that's when you see that bottom diffuser on the front. That bottom diffuser in the front going from like a clean cut to a more ragged one to push the dirty air behind your car and get you more speed in the traffic in the corners. That's what you understand more as an F1 fan.
I mean, I might like I said, I'm traveling soon. This might end up on my laptop or my tablet.
You need to start binging Drive to Survive, and then come back to F1 after you're into F1.
Okay. What are we watching next? Is I guess the question. So this one ranked very high for those that are keeping score at home. F1, I mean, across the board, 4s or 4 better than 4. You got to see it. I mean, that's a strong recommend. It's very rare that I don't think we've given anything, the three of us.
This might be our highest ranking.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Average, yeah.
There was a request to potentially do another themed club or a themed week where we pick an actor and watch 2 movies or have a bracket style. This was one thing that was pitched to me. Pick an actor and then set up 8 movies in a bracket and just kind of discuss until we get to the 2 that we're going to watch, kind of which one was better type thing. So I guess we can figure that out. But thank you for the nudge to watch this one. I've seen it on my Apple TV for weeks on end now, but I would not have just clicked go if not prompted by you and Andy. And I'm glad you guys pushed to watch this one. It was a good one to see.
The next one we have to do is Andy's suggestion of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Cuckoo's Nest, yes, that's right. That is on the list of things to watch. I'm actually looking for something. Let's see if we can come up with 1 or 2, and we'll get it. We'll get them queued up. We're getting dangerously close to the end of the football season, so we better get our act together on OMC here pretty quick. It's coming for us. FB, any final thoughts? Anything you're watching on TV or any movie you've got, earmarked for the next couple of weeks?
No, I think I think the new season of Drive to Survive is around the corner because they come out pretty quick after the season's done. So you'll probably get that, I think, mid February, maybe early February.
Are you doing a rewatch of anything right now?
No, I'm kind of in a stalemate. I don't really know.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You say
I think it's the Christmas. You don't really. I don't really rewatch it at Christmas. I just kind of
there's no time
rewatch all of Christmas movies in passing.
There's a lot of Christmas movies. There was a little bit of Thanksgiving bleed over. Landman is the only thing I'm currently tracking.
Landman I'm watching
from week to week to week. We talked about the Diddy documentary on the last OMC.
And stupid Hard Knocks, which is getting more and more painful to watch.
Yeah, but that was inevitable. Like how much time would they really want to spend on a Jaden-less Commanders
Yeah.
franchise. Like it's going to be about the Cowboys, and now it's going to be all about the Eagles. So I think I know what we're in tune for. So anyway, thanks for making time, FP. My name is Joe. This is OMC 21. Thanks, Andy. Even though he's a little under the weather, he's still here, still contributing. You just can't speak. We'll post the next wave or the next round of movies that we're going to be watching, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks with OMC 22. But for now, we are out. Get the show on Patreon or wherever you get your podcasts, but make sure you find us on Patreon. Hit subscribe. There is a chat feature we're about to unveil over there where you can interact with us directly. There's posts from our last live event. There's a lot on the Patreon page. Go check it out. DTC. Just go to patreon.com and search Defeating the Curse or DTC Show. It pops right up. Until next time, we are out.